Hey, you no good mooks. We have a new review of Steven Universe. This week's episode, Same Old World, and this is a Lapis episode. Now, this is one of those wonderful kind of episodes of kind of recouping after a major event. The world's been saved by the cluster, thanks to Steven, Peridot, and the others. And Lapis has been rescued from the Malachite fusion that she had going on with Jasper. Jasper's disappeared, and Lapis Lazuli is recovering in the barn. Steven's very worried about her. Once she wakens, she decides, hey, she's going to take off again, like always. This time around, however, she has no place to go. Homeworld is not welcoming to her anymore. This planet has never been a place she's liked at all. And she has no place to go. And Steven wants to convince her, like, hey, this planet ain't so bad. You should really give it a shot. Let's take a look around. And together they fly around, much like Superman the movie, which is kind of adorable and sweet. One of the things I like about the show so much is they have certain episodes where they kind of just relax and show you the universe of this series. And to be honest, this is kind of a fun world to walk around in. And I'm glad occasionally they have episodes like this where we get to see Empire City, which I believe is this universe's version of New York City, which really is beautiful. It's nice to see a big city in this show. I know some fans uh, about a year or so ago had theorized that there wasn't much left of the world outside of Beach City, but I've never believed that. So it's really nice to see the universe expanded a little bit. This Earth expanded on, and we get to see Empire City, which is sort of New York, which was mentioned in Story for Steven. Steven name drops a few towns, and we get to see Jersey. It's called Jersey in this series, not New Jersey, but it's pretty much Jersey. And it's hilarious that if Steven, the person who loves everybody and is the nicest person. Even he still makes fun of Jersey, which is hilarious. Oh, I love him like showing Lapis around and like going, "Hey, you could live in a treehouse," or "Oh, hey, you could live here in an apartment and have a coffee shop with whimsical friends." And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, man." And finally, we get to the galaxy warp. We fly by the galaxy warp, which is kind of cool. We usually just warp to everything in the show, but this actually we can actually just fly to it. And we get Lapis's backstory. We get to find out exactly how she ended up in that mirror. And we get a little bit of the gem war. I'm a sucker for gem war stuff. And even just a glimpse of that here. It's so interesting that I had a couple ideas how she ended up in that mirror, and I was kind of close, but I didn't suspect that it was basically an accident. She was just uh, an innocent bystander, kind of a casualty of war. And she was mistaken for a crystal gem, and they held her in that mirror in order to get information out of her until she was eventually found by Pearl. Which explains I had for the longest feeling just some of Pearl's reactions in Mirror Gem and Ocean Gem that she really had no idea who was in that gem. She really thought it was a non-sentient gem, and I think this episode obviously just proves that. And it also shows the attitude of what Homeworld does and how evil they are, and what they will do to get information out of enemies, which is kind of horrifying. It's a really kind of sad happenstance. No wonder she's so like bitter and messed up and angry. So the episode ends essentially with her deciding to stay, and then Paradox shows up. It's like, oh, hey, you were my captor and maybe torturer. What are you doing here? Um, Awesome way to end the episode. I know just from previews that Barnmates is a complete pickup from this scene, so we'll get to see more about the wacky adventures of Lapis and Peridot and how they're going to get along from here. Also, interesting shout out to Peridot for choosing to stay in the barn. I guess that's what's going to be happening. Since the episode is called Barnmates, I wonder if that means Lapis is going to stay in the barn as well. Because I think for the time being, the Crystal Gems, the main cast, is still going to be the main cast. We're going to have these other characters, but I think the focus will still remain on the four main gems of the series: Stephen and Pearl, Amethyst, and Garnet. Which, to be honest, I hope. I don't want this to become like Transformers season 3, where it's like, hey, we got these new Predictabots, or hey, we got these guys, and I was like, hey, these guys. I'm like, let's stay focused on the show, and I trust that the show's going to do that. I don't want 50 million gems each week on the show. So yeah, this really great episode. I enjoyed this a lot, and it's nice seeing a glimpse of a new gem, the one that whacked Lapis during the war. And also one more thing about Peridot making fun of Steven's feelings. That's pretty funny. I like how the show has a really good, healthy attitude towards it. It never lets itself get too emotional and sort of has fun with it. And I always feel like they have a really good balance on the whole thing. So without being too judgmental. And God, I love simple bits like that. All right, that's it for this week, and look forward to talking about barn mates next week. So I'll see you then.